Welcome back to another episode of my farm here in Elmcreek. Today I've got quite a few things going on. Right now I'm harvesting some sunflowers, and this is not a field that is part of my farm. I've just purchased it to harvest because it's time to harvest, and I will save the grain. I'll save the harvest for when the time is right to sell, and use that money to grow the farm. Here I'm just getting a fertilizer sprayer. I've got to spray my wheat field. That's at 50% fertilization, so that's one task to do directly for the farm. And I've also got some cotton fields to harvest too. My cotton field here, that's part of the farm. This one's ready to go. And then there are several other fields around the map that can be purchased, harvested, and then I'll sell the land back. One thing I like about cotton is that you can make pretty good money off of cotton, off of just one bale. In the past I've seen like maybe $50,000, $40 to $50,000 for just one bale. Now it does take quite a lot of cotton to get that one bale, so there's that, but I think with the amount of fields that are ready to be harvested, I could probably get a couple of bales out of them, so that's decent income. And with those I'll just sell right after the bale is created, and have that cash for purchasing fields that do need to be harvested, and some of the larger ones that cost more. So yeah, this episode is just going to be a lot of bouncing back and forth for now. After this sunflower field, I know that there's there's one other cornfield that needs to be harvested, and then I think that's it for corn and sunflowers. But I can use this combine for soybeans. There's another soybean field that needs to be harvested, so I'll just return the corn head for this combine and get a soybean one. So one thing I like about fertilizing is that the working width, it's so big that it really takes no time at all to get the job done. So that's really nice. And I have the weeds turned off just because that's one other thing to have to do. Maybe eventually I'll turn it back on, but getting started, maybe next year, once spring comes, I'll turn the weeds back on, because I'm gonna need some more things to do, and while there's not fields to harvest. So I actually might do that. That's a good idea. But initially I just had it turned off because I wanted to focus on just doing some initial growing of the farm, and then focusing on harvest, not have to worry about some other things. But so yeah, I think I'll get the weeds turned back on for spring. Trying to make it more realistic. So I know this is a tiny field, but every little bit's going to count as I begin to sell off the grain when the price is right. All that money that's going to come in, it'll definitely be used to grow the farm. I know eventually soon in the spring I'm gonna need to cut the grass, cut my hayfield. So I'm going to need some equipment. I'm going to need a mower, a rake, and a baler, and probably some sort of hay storage, because I want to build up the hay for when I do get some cows. So I'm just going to empty this off, and then I will go empty the wagon, and yeah, that field is sold, and I purchased the next field to the right here. So I'll let I'll do some of it, and I'll let a worker do some of it as well, as I have been doing. So now I'm going to the store to get the soybean head that I leased. Normally you'd want to get a trailer to put the header on, just to transport it around, but I'm trying to keep my costs low right now, so I did away with that. So this is bale number 1, and I'm gonna leave the trailer here. I'm gonna go get a wagon, a cotton wagon, transporter to pick up the bale, and then I'm gonna go take it to the spinnery to sell. That's the best price right now. There's two locations, but the spinnery is just a little bit better, so I'm gonna take it there and sell it. Yeah, one thing about doing cotton, the harvester is so expensive, so you definitely would want to have enough cotton fields to every year to harvest to make it worth it, to get it paid off, you know, to break even sooner than later, because it would definitely take probably a couple seasons at least. I mean, it just depends on how much you have to harvest to break even. But maybe leasing it every harvest, you know, that actually might be better, depending on, I guess it depends on how many seasons you're gonna go with cotton. And that's one thing for now that I'm doing, is I'm all the bigger price tag items I'm just leasing, because you know, I want to have as much money as I can right now to purchase these fields to harvest, and then once harvest is over, I can begin looking at how do I want to grow the farm, especially during the winter time when there's really nothing to do in the fields. You know, I can look at, okay, what buildings do I need, what equipment am I going to need, and I can start looking at getting those things lined up for once spring comes. I'll be ready to go with field work and, you know, additional livestock, whatever that might be. Well, that's all I've got today for this episode. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.